What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It is Married at First Sight night. And we are reviewing season 10, episode 4, which is let's see, I don't know what the name of the episode was, but it is day 2, marriage day 2 / the honeymoon. Again, welcome back. If you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe, click the notification bell, and go on and hit that like button. Give me a big old thumbs up, because you know we like thumbs up. All right, so let's jump into this episode. Way too long. I guess I'm gonna have to get used to it being 2 hours, but these episodes are so long. First hour was fine. Second hour was painful. By the time I was into the second hour, I'd forgotten what happened. I'd forgotten what I saw in the first hour. Thank God for notes and pens and paper. Derek is my favorite, hands down. I love him. Ashton Kutcher lookalike self. I think he is really, really cute. I think he is very deliberate about what his feelings. We talked about episode 1 that he has never been in love, and I remember thinking this might be an issue. But I think he knows what he's looking for. He doesn't, like I said, I think last week, these weeks are running together so quickly. I don't think he hasn't been in love, but I think he knows what he's looking for. Katy is ready to jump his bones, like harder than anything. But they say that they didn't do anything on the wedding night. Okay. She seemed very willing, very ready. And then the next day they wake up, they have to get up and go to brunch. And so I don't remember if this was the way that they did it last season, but I feel like in the past they have done where the couple goes to brunch with each side of the family. So the couple will go with the groom side and the couple will go with the bride's side, or maybe they did a joint breakfast. The bride goes with to the groom's family. The groom goes with the bride's family separately. And then after they went to brunch, they came back together. So Derek went and had brunch with Katy's family, her dad, her mom, her stepmother. No, that's Mindy with the stepmother. Her dad, her mom, I think her sister. Derek he still seemed really comfortable with them. The one thing, and I didn't write down a whole lot about them because I just felt like they are kind of going in the right direction for now. But one thing I did write is that Derek's dad told Katy that Derek needs to open up more, and he thinks that she might be the key to helping him open up. She even said, you know, I have a knack for helping people open up and sharing their feelings. So maybe she can to share a little bit more. During his brunch with her family, he said he's a hopeless romantic looking for true love. And I believe him. I absolutely believe him. I think he's looking for that fairy tale, and I think he'll know it when he gets it. But he knows he hasn't had it yet. But the one thing that I loved so much, y'all know what I'm going to say. He asked Katy's dad to step outside, and he actually asked for his hand in marriage, because he said he feels like that his marriage can't go forward if he doesn't have her dad's blessing. Oh my gosh. I told y'all Derek I think he's really in tune with his feelings, from his vows to the toast that he made when he and Katy were having their get to know each other conversation, little meeting. And then this, he's my favorite. And I really hope that Katy is in it for the right. She seems like she's falling into Derektopia. She's falling. So so after the brunches, they get back together. They kind of chat about what each other's families told them. And all the couples did the same. And then they get this basket, and they find out that they're going to Panama for their honeymoon. While they're packing for their honeymoon, the phone in their hotel room rings one time, and they both kind of look up like, was that the phone? I don't I don't know why that made me feel like the ex is going to rear his ugly head again at some point. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading way too much. I just feel like it's good production, maybe. We'll see. So, I mean, that's really all I wrote about Katy and Deer. Like, I just feel like they're on a good path. Oh, it's her birthday, too. So, she gets married to a stranger. She goes to Panama, and it's her birthday. She's in. Mindy and Zach. Their relationship troubles me. Zach, to me, feels like he's auditioning for the role of a lifetime. And I think Mindy's girlfriend or bridesmaid and her sister her girlfriend mostly was calling him out on it at their brunch. Mindy is still all caught up in Zach's looks, but he doesn't seem to be as caught up in hers. I know Mindy is not Zach's type. I feel like his type is a blonde girl in the gym with her spandex on and a sports bra with her abs showing, pretty cut up. I think that's his type. But she's just all caught up in his looks. He knows that she is gaga over him because he's walking around fixing breakfast and pouring coffee in his towel with his shirt off. So Zach goes to brunch with Mindy's sister and one of her good girlfriends. And this is a good girlfriend. She has Mindy's back because she is all over him. He's calling bullshit on everything he's saying. She's like, I don't know if I can trust you. I know Mindy has been hurt a lot of times, and I just cannot sit through and watch her be hurt again. I think she can read him. Zach is auditioning for that role. I don't know what they showed some pictures of him being a model. He's definitely looking for the big check. But again, her friend is not buying anything that he is handing out. She's cautiously optimistic yet skeptical. That's what she said. I'm with her. I'm all with her. And then Mindy has brunch with Zach's family, and they tell her that he's very stoic and closed with his emotions, and she needs to be more vulnerable. And by the end of the conversation, she's like, I guess I'm going to have to be the first one to be vulnerable. I just don't know, because as they went along, they started to seem more and more odd. They came back together, and they had their little, they were laying on the blanket on the field as they talked about what happened at the individual brunches. And I believe Mindy that she's being very genuine and open with him. Zach, on the other hand, I felt like he was waiting for a photo shoot, like he was on a photo shoot. He was waiting for the director to say end scene. He's just not rubbing me the right way. By the end of the episode, Mindy is roaming the hallways of the hotel in Panama, saying that she doesn't want to go back in the room because Zach told her he's not developing a physical attraction to her. And she said, well, this is not going to work. And his response was, well, that's not the answer that I was expecting. And to his defense, I can agree that shouldn't have been her answer. Her answer should have been, it'll come. Like, he just met you less than 48 hours ago. You might not be physically attracted to her. Clearly he's not. But for her answer to be, oh, well, this isn't going to work. I mean, I get it. He says he's not physically attracted to her. That's definitely a blow to her ego. But come on, man. You just met this guy. Okay, so up next was Brandon and Taylor. Now, Brandon has been all kinds of awkward and kind of annoying, but he comes in and gives her a gift in the little blue Tiffany box. Don't we all love a little blue Tiffany box, women? Mm-hmm. And it's a cute little chain with a with a pendant that says Mrs. Reed. And they just ride that until the wheels fall off. They just get in the bed, Mrs. Reed. Hey, Mrs. Reed. Hey, Mr. Reed. Hey. Oh. So they have brunch with Brandon has brunch with Taylor's mom, aunt, and cousin. This is the first time we meet this cousin, but this cousin ain't no joke. She is about the business. So Taylor has brunch with Brandon's mother and grandmother. Was his mother and grandmother? Yeah. Oh, mother and that was awkward because as comfortable as I thought his mother was with her at the reception, she was the complete opposite during that brunch. Like, she seemed a little cold and standoffish. Yeah, that concern. I don't know what to attribute that to, but she changed her tone. She changed it a lot. Brandon, on the other hand, and his brunch with Taylor's mom and aunt and cousin. The mom and the aunt weren't saying a whole lot. The cousin was dominating the conversation, and she was dominating that conversation. She was saying things like, how old are you? So after all this time, why haven't you settled down? What is it about the other relationships that you didn't settle down with? And my thing is, he could be asking the same questions about Taylor, but if he flipped it on them like that, then he would be being rude and disrespectful, right? Because she's in the same predicament that he's in. She signed up for Married at First Sight just like he did. So what makes her situation any better than his? I'm asking for a friend. So he gets through that conversation. I mean, he answers her questions, but she's like, I'm not getting the warm fuzzies. I'm not feeling like 100% confident that you're going to take care of her. But as long as she's happy, I'm happy. And happy wife, happy life is what he says. And the aunt is like, happy wife, happy family. No, it says happy wife, happy life. See, that's why a lot of marriages don't work, because everybody has their nose in your business. It's between two people who love each other, and it's up to them to build their relationship. Stay out of people's business. Stay out of their relationships and let them work on it. He's known her for less than 24 hours, and they're asking him, how is he going to take care of her? How does he promise to take her? He don't even know the girl. He barely know her last name. Does he have her phone number? Give them a minute to get to know each other and see what happens. What else did I write about them? I'm still trying to figure out if Brandon is a player. Like, something gives me, he's just a little too cool and a little too confident. Then they find out that they're going to Panama. He shows her his little swim trunks that he pulled out. She called them panties. Oh, Lord. And she gave him some swim trunks. I think they came out of the basket. They get on the plane. He's knocked out. It looks like he's still hungover from the wedding reception, because as we know, he was good and drunk. They get to the hotel. Now, once they all, I guess they weren't all on the same flight, but they all ended up at the same resort. So they were pleasantly surprised to see the other couples. Taylor feels like she wants to get to know, talk to the wives, and see how their interactions are going with their new husband. Off to their room. They're pleased with their room. She says she's going to go put on something sexy, and then comes out in this little short set. Okay. Oh, yeah, I didn't write too much more about them either. Like I said, by the time I got to the end of the second hour, I'd forgotten what the first... Next up is Jess and Austin. I just want her to stop giggling. Like, she's like a 13-year-old girl around a boy for the first time ever. I just really want her to stop giggling. Like, even after they've left the hotel from the wedding and gone on to the honeymoon, Austin has chilled out. Like, everything is not a joke for him, but everything that comes out of her mouth is giggling. She's giggly. She's so giggly. I wrote that like 3 times. She's so giggly. I don't know. I think the more time she's alone with him, the more she's trying to figure out how she's supposed to be when she's alone with him. She just seems awkward to me. And awkward, not awkward like Taylor and Brandon did, awkward like I think I said this before, like they're a teenage couple on a blind date. That's what she seems like. They didn't have sex. Okay, so none of the couples had sex on their wedding night. So they say. So Austin went and had brunch with Jen's sister, Jessica's sister, who is Jennifer, and her brother-in-law, the sister's husband. Like, I can't keep these names straight. And Jennifer's sister, Jessica's sister says My sister's just looking for someone to hang out with. That's that high school girl, right? That teenage girl that's just looking for a companion. Like, no, ma'am, this is not just somebody to hang out with. This is somebody that you are signing up to spend the rest of your life with. That's what marriage is about. It's not, oh, I'm just looking for somebody to hang out with. And then when I'm done hanging out here, I'm going to go home to my place. And when we're ready to hang out again, we'll hook back up. Sorry, that's not how it is. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. Austin's mother, I wrote Austin's mother is going to be a problem. We already know that he's a mama's boy, but his mother just seems like she's going to be an issue. And when she started, like, the grandmother and the father were fine, but when the mother started talking, I saw the father tense up. Like, he looked like he was cringing a little bit. As the mother was talking to Jess, that jaw, that little, you can see when people tighten their jaw real tight right there. You can see it. Yeah, she was like grinding her teeth a little bit. She should not be, don't be like that. I've been married almost 25 years. I have 2 mother-in-laws, and I have pretty good relationships with both of them. I don't have that relationship where it's uncomfortable to sit down and have a conversation with them, or they grit their teeth when they see you coming. No, you got to find a common ground, because when you get married, you take those vows. So that means get out of their business. Stay out of their business, mother-in-law. I mean, that's just my 2 cents. I did write down that when they ended up at the honeymoon, they looked like brother and sister. They didn't look like they were together. They looked like buddies on a trip together. They look like husband and wife. I hope that the nerdiness, and I hope it changes for them. Because right now I don't see husband and wife. Last step on my list. Mika and Michael, Eminem. This thing could get, their relationship went south quick. Like on the express, Amtrak Acela train. I mean, it went down the Polar Express fast. So the first thing I wrote when Michael and Mika, when Michael was talking in the beginning of the episode, is that I don't believe him. I don't believe anything that comes out of his mouth. He does not sound genuine. He does not sound like anything that he's coming out of his mouth is the truth. Then to get further later into the episode, for Mika to say you are one way in front of the camera and one way behind, and another way behind the cameras, just validates my statement. He's lying for the cameras, and we know what happened with last season with Matt. He was lying. He was one person in front of the cameras and then somebody else off camera. It's not good. It's not good. The fact that Mika came to bed with her good headscarf on, she's like, I just feel like she's all in. Like, this is who I am. It reminded me of Shanice and Jeffy when she got home, when they went back to the hotel from the wedding. She took off that makeup, took that hair out, put them glasses on, girl. She was a completely different girl. But I love Jeffy and Shanice. Yeah, their conversations with the spouses, with the in-laws, she continues to say that she's unapologetically her, which means she is straightforward. She's going to tell you what she's feeling, and she's not going to, she is I said what I said. But Michael, his sister, said that he shuts down and he hides his feelings. I can see that. I mean, what can you do though? How can you convince a stranger to share his feelings with you when you probably don't even know in this moment what your feelings are? It's just off to a bad start. It's off to a bad start. They also find out they're going to Panama. Get to the hotel and they're all in the lobby. Everybody's checking in. I initially noticed that he was kind of hanging back and she was walking ahead with some of the other brides. And Mindy said you could cut the tension between them with a knife. All the other couples feel like they are there together, and they just didn't. And he kind of squeezed into the elevator and everybody went up to their rooms. And then they have this big showdown when they get to their room, because Mika says that on the plane they had a conversation about sex in a marriage, and he says that if he doesn't have his wife doesn't have sex with him by the honeymoon, then he can't see this as being this marriage working. But then they get in front of the camera and he denies that he ever said that. And then he tries to switch it. Well, that's not what I said. What I said is, and then he played the victim. Oh, but I'm not going to sit here and let you make me look bad. I believe every word that she said. I believe that he said that. I knew after the wedding that Michael was not attracted to Mika. He keeps saying, you know, she's a natural woman. I love a natural woman. But he's not really attracted to her. And now he's throwing in this whole, we have to have sex by the honeymoon or this isn't going to work. And she's like, you're not going to put pressure, you're not going to put a timetable on me. I'm trying to learn this relationship. I'm trying to get to know you, and sex will come in when it comes in. So, I mean, it ended badly. He left the room. He gave her you have a good night. Oh, okay. Where'd he get another room from? I thought he was going to go out and sleep on the beach or sleep down in the lobby of the hotel. I mean, like, sir, you just going to get another hotel at the Westin over in Panama? Okay. Well, you have a good night as well. I'd have put the deadbolt on that door. So, yeah. Eminem they didn't end on a good note. Mindy and Zach didn't end on a good note. Katy and Derek are probably in that room. He's better brace himself, because she is going to put it on him. Taylor and Brandon, they'll probably go sleep, because I think Brandon be sipping a little bit. And Jess and Austin, oh my Lord. When they got into bed and she said, it's time, I'm going to sleep. And then she laid there and then just started giggling. She's so giggly. So that's my recap and my review of episode 4. You guys tell me what you think. The drama cometh, and we shall talketh about it next weeketh. All right, guys, I am going to jump out of here. Subscribe. I will see you next week. Same time, same place. Peace.